All right, so getting right into things here. When you first queue up the desktop trading platform, you're probably going to be brought to a screen like this. This very first window that we see, this is going to be our dashboard. So on the dashboard, you could see a few different things. You get a nice little snapshot of today's market. You know how SPY and specific performed throughout the day today. You get a nice little graph of that here at the top of your screen. Then if you look toward the right side of your screen, you also get a little a little net lick graph of your account value over a specific period of time. So as of right now, we have a couple different time periods that you can analyze this at. We have the 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 month, and 1 year currently available. So those are all the different time intervals you can use to analyze how your net lick or to see a net lick graph, just so you can track to see how your net lick has changed over that period of time. Moving right along here toward the middle of our dashboard tab. Now, this is going to be a good section where you can see any recent news that has come out. Links to all of those articles are displayed here in the center of the page. So you can see here some of the most recent news articles that have come out. You could go ahead and click on those and read them if you would like. Then as we scroll all the way down toward the bottom of the page, you get a nice little link to one of our previous demos off to the right side of the page here. Looks like this is a options trading demo that Christian did previously. So if you wanted to check that out, you can do so after we're done here today. And then also we have a few different watch lists. We have the Tasty Earnings watch list. We have the Dividend Champions watch list. Now for the Dividend Champions watch list, this is going to be a watch list compiled of different companies who have increased their dividend payments over the last 25 years. And then also we have the Tasty Fast Movers watch list. All right, everybody. So that's going to be a quick little overview of our dashboard tab. Again, this is what you're going to be seeing upon the startup of the platform. If you don't want to see the dashboard upon startup and you just want to get right into trading, you can actually uncheck that setting here in the bottom left corner of the dashboard tab itself. That's this little box in the bottom left corner that says show on startup. Go ahead and uncheck that, and then you'll be taken right to the trading tab upon starting up the platform. Okay, everybody. So to start here with the platform, we're going to break things down into it's essentially three different main sections that you'll see on our desktop platform. So we're going to go over a little bit of a general layout and wayfinding off the bat here. That shouldn't take us very long, but I want to show you all how to set up this desktop platform in what I believe is the most efficient manner possible. I mean, that's what this platform is designed around. It's overall built for speed and efficiency. You're not going to be having to click around all these different places just to accomplish what you want to do. Actually, with how I'm going to set this up here and show you all how to set it up as well, we are actually able to trade all the different products we offer, as well as manage those positions all from a single screen. So you don't have to worry about clicking in and out of different tabs. Everything is actually displayed right there for you on the same screen. So no wasted time with this one. So off the bat here, we're going to be focusing on the left side panel. Now, the left side panel here, this is static. You're not going to be able to remove this one. You can there is a little slider for you to increase or decrease the width of the left side panel here. Personally, I like to keep mine as shrunken as possible. So we'll keep it as is for the time being, but you can change that width of the left side panel here. At the top, you'll have any recent symbols that you have searched. That will be displayed again up here in the upper left corner of the screen. Any recent symbols will appear here. You also have that dashboard button. So if you're looking to pull that dashboard window up at any time, you could go ahead and click that dashboard button, and that will do so. Underneath the recent symbols here, we have our watch list feature. So right now I have a general watch list pulled up there, but we do have a number of preset watch lists as well that you can access. So for example, if you wanted to access one of the preset watch lists, you can go ahead and click on this drop-down menu. We have a few different ones here at the top. We have the Tasty preset watch list. So maybe you are interested in seeing Tom's watch list. That's accessible for you right here in the Tasty option. Click on Tasty, a side menu pops out. and then boom, click on Tom's watch list. And just like that, you have Tom's watch list loaded up here on the left side of your screen. Like I mentioned earlier, you can also access any personal watch lists you have created from here. So right here at the bottom, we have the stock demo personal watch list that was created previously. So we'll go ahead and keep that one open here for the time being. Now with the watch list, you can actually, if it's a personal watch list, you can actually quickly add or remove symbols from this watch list on the using the left sidebar here. To add a symbol, if you look in this box in the bottom left corner, this is going to be the search box to add a symbol. So let's say maybe we want to add, let's see, what do we want to add here? We'll go with DraftKings. So DKNG, type in that symbol, click on DraftKings, and then hit the plus symbol. You'll notice now that will add DraftKings to our watch list. If you're looking to remove this, just simply right click on the symbol itself and then click remove. That will remove it from your watch list then. All right, moving along here to our next portion of the screen here. This is going to be our center tab. This is where you're going to spend most of your time either looking at charts or just placing trades in general. That's going to be this center panel here. At the top of the center panel, this is called our active symbol area. So this is where you'll do most of your searching for symbols that you're looking to trade. Right now we have SPY in there, but if you're looking to trade change that, just go ahead and click in the upper left corner of the screen. And then now you could type in whatever you would like. You type in Tesla, TSLA. If you don't know the symbol for the, or if you don't know the ticker symbol for the company that you're searching for, you could also type in the name. So for example, let's type in Salesforce. And you'll notice now the ticker symbol for Salesforce appears. That would be CRM. Click on that, and it will populate across the platform. You'll notice you also get the IV rank at the top. You get the last price, the size, the change for the day, and then the current bid ask prices as well. Now we'll cover a few of these tabs here, like the trade tab, the activity tab, in a few more minutes. But that's the main thing I wanted to show you right now is that active symbol area on the center panel. Another thing you all may find very useful, and this is, like I mentioned earlier, in my opinion, the way to make the platform the most efficient, get it to that point where you can actually trade all the different products we offer. So options on equities, options on futures, stock, and also outright futures contracts, crypto as well. You can trade and manage those positions from one screen. So there's no need to go clicking around. So this is very, very important if that's something you are looking to do. That is going to be our right sidebar menu. So in the upper right corner here, you'll see this little arrow that's facing to the left. If you go ahead and click on that, this will pop out our right sidebar menu. And personally, if your screen or if your resolution or monitor size allows for it, personally, this is something that I like to keep docked the whole time, just so this right side panel is up the whole time that I'm trading. So in order to dock this, you need to click this arrow again that's facing to the left. And this will now dock your right sidebar menu here. From the right sidebar menu, you have a few different tabs that you can access. So you get a quick overview of the current active symbol on the platform, as well as a quick chart, which has a few different time interval selections that you can choose from, the 1 day, the 1 month, and 1 year. You also get some quote details, so some information about the open price, the close price, the high, the low for the day. You also get some information about maybe an upcoming dividend payment, which you can see here, the amount, and then also the expected ex-dividend date is what that is going to be. Also, upcoming earnings dates would be shown right here where this purple E is. So if there's been an earnings date announced, that will be displayed there. At the bottom of the overview tab, we also have a position detail. So if we have a position open here or any recent orders that we've done on this specific symbol, those will be displayed here. And I'll show you more about that in a moment here when we get into actually placing a live trade. Then we have the analysis tab, which we'll cover shortly. The activity tab, this is going to show any working, filled, canceled orders that you may have. You can also see this on the main panel as well, or in the bottom right corner It's a mini version of the activity tab. We'll touch on that later. And then we also have the order chains feature and how to set alerts on the platform. Order chains we're going to come back to in just a second, but I can show you all how to set an alert right now. So in order to set an alert on the platform, you're going to want to click on this little bell icon here. This will take you to our alerts page. Now at the top here, you can type in your symbol that you're looking to set the alert on. So let's say maybe we want to do one on Apple, AAPL. We are alerting on the last price, and when the last price is greater than, we'll say 175. And then we hit create alert. And boom, there you go. Now we have an alert that will be triggered on the platform here once Apple reaches a price of 175 or greater than 175. So if you're someone who has the mobile app downloaded as well and you have push notifications enabled, you can see the alert will be sent to your phone. You'll also get an email when the alert is triggered. But enough of the general wayfinding and an overview here. Let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Let's go ahead and actually place a trade on the platform. So right now, unfortunately, the equity option market is not open, but I can show you all how to place a trade on futures options for the time being. The placing of an equities option trade it's the same exact process as placing a futures option here, or placing a trade on futures options here. So off the bat, let's go ahead and pull up the symbol or let's go ahead and pull up ES futures. So we'll type in /ES in the upper left corner of the screen here. Pull the futures up in our active symbol area now, and then we'll go to the trade tab here off to the left side of the screen. So the trade tab is where you'll want to be to actually trade the options. Go ahead and click on that. Trade mode here at the top. Right now, this is our analysis mode I have pulled up. We'll cover this shortly, but for the most part, when it comes to queuing up these options trades, you're going to spend most of your time in the table mode. So we'll go to the trade mode here at the top. Click the drop-down menu and select table. So now we can see all of our different expirations. On the right sidebar menu here, I'm going to go back to our overview tab. So we get that quick little breakdown. Now, just before we get started with placing this, I do want to preface by saying that I'm going to place this trade rather quickly here, just because I want to show you all how quickly like an end user can operate here on the platform and what that looks like. But don't worry, we will be breaking this down here because I'm sure you all probably have some questions about the overall layout of the options table here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into placing an options trade here. So right now, off the bat here, you can see the expiration dates. You can also see the days until expiration listed down the middle column here. So if you're someone who more so bases your trades off of, rather than looking for a specific expiration date, if you're basing it off of days until expiration, this middle column is going to be your best friend when it comes to doing so quickly. So for the time being, let's say we want to go 30 days out. So you could see 30D here. That takes us to the April 11th expiration. We'll go ahead and left click into that. And then now this brings up our options chain. So down the middle of the page here, we have all of the strike prices listed. On the left side, we have the calls, and on the right side of the strikes, we have the puts. So let's say we want to queue up just a simple vertical put spread here. We'll go ahead and sell the 5,200. So click on the bid price to sell the 5,200. You'll see that red box appears. And then click on the ask price on the 5,190 to buy it. Now we've got a vertical put spread queued up here. You can see that in the bottom left corner of the screen. In the middle, we have our limit price box where we could set our price we would like to submit at. So in this case, let's go to $2.75. See if we could get filled there. We're submitting as a net credit. And then time in force, we'll just change that to a day order. Once we're satisfied with the order, we go ahead and hit review and send the order off, and boom, just like that, you'll notice we got filled. In the upper left corner, you'll see those fill notifications that we did go ahead and get filled there on that put spread, that 5,200, 5,190 put spread we just placed. You can also see the existing positions here. They're denoted by these white boxes on the options table itself. And then also, like I mentioned earlier, we're looking for speed when trading here. So you can actually manage those positions from this position detail box off to the right side of your page. You can see the activity as well. So any working or filled orders right now is what we're filtering for. You can see those listed here in the activity portion at the bottom. And then again, above that, you have a little breakdown of your position detail. So you can actually see the specific position that you have open right now. So if we're looking to close this position out, we can do that all from this page as well. No need to navigate to the positions tab and then back. You can actually queue up a closing order right from this page. We'll go ahead and left click on each of the legs here on our position detail on the right side of the page here. You'll notice they're both highlighted, which indicates that we have the spread selected. Now, once you have them highlighted, place your cursor in that highlighted area and then right click. This will give you an option to close the position. So in my opinion, this is the quickest way to close the position rather than trying to queue up like an opposite order on your own. You could just simply select the legs, click close position, and you know every single time it will queue up an opposite or closing trade for you. So you'll see now that we've selected close position, we have in order to sell the 5190 leg and in order to buy the 5200 leg. That is also denoted in the bottom left corner with the STC, sell to close, and BTC, buy to close. And then now at this price, or at this point, we can adjust our price here to try and get filled on a closing trade. So just to make sure we get filled here, I'll bump that price up to $4. Now that I've got that set, review and send the order off. And just like that, you can once again see the fill in the upper left corner. Looks like we got filled at a price of $3.55. And you can see that as well in the bottom right corner of that small activity tab that you see in the right sidebar menu. You could see it right there in the bottom right corner. So again, I mean, I mentioned earlier that this is really that the platform's built for speed. It's built to be the most make you the most efficient trader as you could possibly be in terms of like navigating the platform. So everything, like any position management, anything along those lines, it's all tracked here for you on this single page when you have this right sidebar menu pulled out. So it's a very, very useful tool that we have. Now, moving along here, just before we get into like the general layout of the options table itself, I can show you all how you can trade another product directly from this screen. So we've traded futures options. If you're looking to trade an outright futures contract, well, you can do it right from this page as well. If you see the bid ask price at the top of the screen here, these are going to be live prices. So anytime you're looking to queue up an order to go either long or short on an outright contract, on futures in this case, or even stock, works the same exact way. Wherever you see a bid or ask price on the platform, that is a live bid ask price. So you can actually just go ahead and click on that bid or ask to queue up an order to either go long or short. So in this case, we'll switch over from the ES. We'll switch over from ES to MES. Trade the micros here. And previously, when I was searching for symbols, I was typing them in the upper left corner of the screen, or you can also type them here at the top of the right sidebar. But we can also change the active symbol another quicker way. If you're someone who has a personal watch list made and you like to just trade the symbols that are included in your watch list, you can actually just go ahead and click on the symbol from the watch list itself, and that'll populate it across the platform. So check this out. If we click on MES over here, this will now populate MES across the platform. So just like that, we are all set to go here to trade an outright contract here on MES. So let's say we wanted to buy one. We'll go ahead and click the ask price. This will queue up an order in the bottom left corner here to purchase one contract. You can adjust the limit price as well. So just to make sure we get filled, we'll go ahead and change the order type from limit to market. And we'll go ahead and review and send that order off. And just like that, we've gotten filled on the outright contract there on MES. Again, if you're looking to close this out, you can always just line up an opposite order yourself by clicking on the bid price at the top of the screen. So that's going to line up an order to sell one. Or if you like doing it the way I showed earlier, where in the position detail, you right click on the position and just simply click close position. It lines up a closing order for you all the time. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you're clicking on the right thing, whether it be the bid or the ask. You could do it that way. You've got the closing order lined up. And then to get out of this, we'll just go ahead and change the order type one more time to market. View and send. send that order off, and boom, just like that, we've gotten filled again on that contract or on the order to sell the MES contract. Now I do notice we are approaching our futures market close here, so I'm going to actually go ahead and open up an MES contract right now, and we'll leave it open because I do want to show you all how to set stop losses or bracket orders on these outright futures once we're done here. So we'll go ahead and leave this. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we could leave this closed. I'll show you all how to do that on stock with our new extended hours trading, anyways. So we'll be able to trade it, or we'll be able to show stops and bracket orders. And yep, I see Christian just mentioned there in the chat. For anyone who's not aware, we did recently extend our extended hours trading session a few months ago. The hours now run for the pre-market session, at least, from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Central Time. And then in the hour session, it runs from 3 p.m. Central all the way until 7 p.m. Central Time. All right, everybody. So now I want to get into our order chains feature. Again, on the right sidebar menu on our screen here, this right sidebar is incredibly useful. And with the order chains feature here, if you're somebody who is trading options and you constantly are rolling those options, if you're tracking those rolls right now on a spreadsheet, the order chains feature pretty much eliminates the need for a spreadsheet. It does all the tracking for you. It'll track those debits and credits that you're rolling for constantly and give you tracks those for you, gives you the total debit or credit rolled for. Like I said, it's very useful. It literally tracks everything for you. So there's really no need to even use a spreadsheet at that point anymore. But in order to access this on the right sidebar menu here, let's go ahead and search for a symbol. I believe we have a good one here on Apple. So if we go ahead and type in Apple at the top, click into that, and then now the order chains feature is going to be right here. It's this little icon. These are the order chains. So if you go ahead and click on those, this will pull up all of our recent trades here on Apple. Now, as we scroll down the list a little bit, I believe I saw a good one in here earlier. Yep, here we go. So this trade right here, you can see it looks like we started with a vertical spread on this, where we sold the 202 and a 202.5 strike call and bought the 205 strike call. You could see we originally collected a credit of 23 cents on that. And then later that day, on December 14th, or actually it looks like a minute later, we ended up rolling this for a 14-cent credit here. So 23 cents originally opened for, rolled it for 14 cents. And then we eventually closed it that same day for a 41-cent debit. So adding up all those credits and the debit that you closed for, you can see at the top of this row, we ended up fortunately taking a loss on that one. It looks like it was a $4 loss that we incurred there. But this is I just wanted to show you all that, like the tracking of the roll here on the order chains feature. It's incredibly useful. This is a rather simple one, as we only rolled it one time. But if you're somebody who rolls a lot, those rolls are going to be tracked all here for you. And then you can tell which positions have been closed or which have not been closed just by looking at the blue bars here on the order chains feature. So these blue solid lines indicate that, that was the end of the trade. That trade's now closed. All the value shown above this is going to be, so the value shown above it here is your total profit or loss on that specific trade that's listed below that blue line. You could also see the direction of each of the trades. So for example, the first one here is vertical. That's the opening trade. Then we had a roll, and then we had a closing order. So that is all tracked here for you in the order chains feature. Okay, sorry everybody. I just want to check out the chat here, make sure we're covering everything you all want to see. And then there is a little bit more I do want to get through here today, but we will be opening things up for about the last 10, maybe 15 minutes if we're quick to Q&A. So if you have any questions and we miss them here in the meantime, please do ask again as we get toward the end of the demo. We'll be sure to get them answered for you. Okay. So moving along here, now I do want to just go through a general layout on the options chain itself, and then we're going to get into charts and then how you can actually trade on the charts as well. But first, we'll go with the general overview of the options chain. So like I mentioned earlier, we on the table mode here, we do have the ability to see the expiration dates. We have the strikes listed down the center, and then also toward the right side of the page here, we have the implied volatility listed. So that's the 25.8% for that expiration. Then we also have in parentheses the expected move. So $2.10 to the upside or downside. So those are some of the important features displayed here on the options chain itself. Now, when we click into one of the expirations, as I mentioned earlier, we have calls that are displayed on the left side of the strikes. So calls will be on the left side, puts will be on the right. You have your bid and ask prices at the top. And then to the right of the bid and ask prices, we actually have a few customizable columns. Now, depending on your screen size and resolution, you can possibly get up to 4 customizable columns. Right now, I just have access to 2. So those are denoted by these the little circle icons. That indicates that they are customizable. So if we go ahead and click on the heading itself, right now we have volume listed, but let's say maybe we wanted to show the open interest. We click on the heading itself, and then it brings up a drop down of all the different column headings that we offer. So we'll go ahead and click open interest. And then now you have open interest loaded in as one of your columns. And then from here, if we get an order queued up, just to go over a few things on the trade ticket itself, we do have a bracket order feature. So this is going to be how you can place a take profit and stop loss on a position. We'll be going over that shortly here. I do have an open position. I want to show you all how to place that on. We have strikes arrows where you can adjust the strikes that you have selected simply by clicking these up or down arrows. If you're trading a spread, you can adjust the width here. You can adjust the quantity. You also have the ability to change the order type that you are submitting. So right now it's on limit. If you're looking to do a market order, just click this drop down arrow and you can change it to market. Or we also have the ability to do a stop limit or stop market order. It looks like Zoom's cutting those options off, but it says stop market here. And then underneath that, there is the stop limit order as well, which you can choose. And then to the right of that, we have the time and force. So in this case, since we have market selected here, let's change that. So you click the time and force here. You have the ability to do a day order, good till cancel, or good till date. I'm not sure if you all can see that. It looks like Zoom's cutting that off again as well. There we go. Day, GTC, and GTD. But that's enough here with the options chain itself. Now I want to dive into the charts, how you can add some indicators to a chart, add some drawings, and eventually also manage trades from the chart as well. So if we go ahead and click on the chart tab on the left side of our screen, that's going to be this little icon right here. This is going to be our chart tab. This will pull up a chart of whatever symbol is currently populated in your active symbol area in the upper left corner of your screen. So right now we have a chart for Apple pulled up. And just to make this a little bit easier to see, let me go ahead and I'm going to collapse this right sidebar menu just for the time being, just so you all can see this chart a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So now we can see the chart here for Apple. Starting at the top of the page here, you do have the ability to adjust the aggregation and time intervals. Those will be these very first 2 drop-down menus at the top here. So if you're looking to adjust the aggregation, right now we have the 1 minute selected, but you can just go ahead and select this drop-down arrow. You get a wide range all the way from the 1 minute chart all the way up to the monthly chart. But in this case, we'll go to go ahead and switch this to the 5 minute here on Apple. And then we have the 5-day selected currently for the time interval. Let's go ahead and bump that down to 5 minute 1-day chart. That'll give us a little bit of a larger view. So right now we've got the 5 minute 1-day chart pulled up. if you're looking to adjust the chart type, right now we just have the traditional candlesticks displayed. But if you're looking to adjust the chart type, that's going to be this drop down right here. And you can choose from many different things. We have a line chart. We have a tick chart that you can choose from. So if you go ahead and click tick, now this is your tick chart. If we go ahead and choose the line, here's your line chart. Personally, I like to just keep the traditional candlesticks, so we'll keep it on there for the time being. But we do have many, many different chart types that we offer. And then this next bar here, this is going to be the crosshairs. So that's this little box that you can see as I'm moving my cursor back and forth. You see that box following my cursor. It has the open, the high, the low, and the close price listed. So that's what this little icon is going to be here. If you want this to stay static in the upper left corner of your screen, you can go ahead and click on this third option here. Now you'll notice that information box is pinned in the upper left corner of your screen, so it no longer follows your crosshair as you're navigating across the chart itself. Now, if we're looking to add some indicators here to the chart, we can do that by clicking the indicators button in the upper left corner of the screen. So go ahead and select indicators. This will bring up our indicators window, and we have many, many, many different indicators that you can choose from. I mean, chances are if it's an indicator you like to use, chances are we probably have it available. You may just have to search for it. But in this case, let's go with something simple. Let's go with simple moving average. So type in SMA. We'll go ahead and select that from the chart. And then you can add multiple amounts of the same indicator just so you could view that indicator at different periods. So in this case, we'll go ahead and double left click on SMA again. You'll notice that will add it to our list off to the right side of the page here. Oop, let me go ahead and get that pulled back up. So off to the right side of the page here, we have 2 SMA indicators added. Now, if you're looking to customize these, first of all, start by clicking on the indicator itself that you want to adjust. So we've selected the first SMA one here. Now at the bottom, we have the parameters that we can adjust. So right now, looks like the length, we have it set at 9. We'll keep it there for the time being. But just to make the chart a little bit easier to see here, if we go to the style tab here, looks like I can't use the zoom drawing tools while I have this open. So if we go to the style tab here, this will give us the ability then to change the width of the line to maybe make it a little bit easier to see. So we'll bump that up to a 2, and then a color that's a little bit easier to see. How about this light purple color? That seems maybe not so good. Let's go with this purple here. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's pretty visible. And then now let's say we want to adjust the other SMA indicator that we've added to the page here. We can go ahead and left click on that one. We now have that second SMA indicator selected, and we can adjust the parameters on this one. Let's maybe say we want to change the length here to 21 days. So go ahead and type that in there. And then we'll go ahead and click the style button once again to make it a little bit easier to see. We'll change the width to 2, and we can adjust the color now, something that's going to be easier to see. So we can make this one yellow. And then boom, just like that, we have 2 different SMA indicators displaying here on the platform, one being evaluated a length of 9 days, the other at 21 days. And then I see here Christian covered it or dropped it here in the chat. He linked out a playlist for one of our recent charting demos that we did. That's going to be a great tool to get familiar with all the different charting features we have available here. This is more just a general overview, but those videos go very in depth. Now at this point, everyone, we can actually go ahead and adjust we can actually go ahead and add drawings to the chart as well. So at the top of your screen now, you can go ahead and click into this drop down arrow. Right now we have no tool selected, but we'll go ahead and click in there. This will bring up a list of all the different drawing tools we have available. So if you're looking to add like a price level, for example, you could go ahead and click on this here, and then it just simply left click on your screen to add the price level bar. And then if you're looking to adjust this, make it a little bit easier to see, I know it's kind of hard to see that thin blue line right now. If you double left click on it, you'll get a little menu here that will pop up, and you can once again adjust the style from here. So we can make it a little bit thicker, easier to see, and then we can adjust the color as well. We'll change it to this bright green. So that's our price level that we just added. We also have another drawing tool, such as like a channel. You can draw a channel here on the chart. So if we go ahead and left click, and the oops, one moment. Let me go ahead and remove those. Okay. So if you left click to start the channel where you'd like to end it, and then drag down. Now you have a nice little channel drawn there. Once again, you can adjust the color of this. If you double left click, you get this style box that appears, and then we can adjust the color from here. Now, if you're looking to remove the indicators and or drawings that you've added, if you just right click on the chart, you'll get a little option here to either hide the drawings and indicators, or you can just simply remove all drawings and then remove all indicators as well from here. And then that will revert your chart back to the default here. All right, everybody, moving right along here. Now I want to show you all how you can actually trade from the chart as well. So let's go ahead and get a stock trade queued up here. So if we go ahead and we can actually just place this on, let's do something different than Apple. Let's go ahead and do Tesla, TSLA. Type in the symbol for Tesla. If you're looking to queue up an order here to purchase stock, you can once again click on those live bid or ask prices at the top of the screen. So go ahead and click on that ask price. This will queue up an order to purchase a share of Tesla. Right now we're buying 1 share, and then we set our limit price. Another thing I wanted to point out here, when it comes to placing these orders, you'll notice the spreads may be a little bit wider right now. But if you're ever having, and this goes for like any trade you're trying to put on in general, if you're ever having issues like getting it filled, and if you're submitting it at the mid price, keep in mind here, especially when you're submitting limit orders, that does not guarantee a fill. So you may have to work in order to eventually get filled. A useful feature that we have here on the bottom of the order ticket is going to be this little price bar. So we give you a breakdown of the bid's going to be off to the left side of the bar here. The ask is off to the right side. And then in between those two, we have the current mid price. So you can see that mid price here. Now, if we submit at the mid and we don't get filled, we may have a little bit of a better chance of getting filled as we work an order closer to the natural price. So in this case, let's try it here on Tesla. We'll see if this flies. Let's go ahead and bump this down to the mid of 177.44. And then we'll go ahead and change the time in force here because this is an extended hours trade. You have to change the time in force to EXT. And again, it looks like Zoom's cutting this off. Okay, there we go. So when you click on time and force, you have the EXT option. This is going to be an extended hours order. So if you're looking to get filled either in the pre-market session or the after hour session, please keep in mind that you will have to route those orders as extended hours trades. So you'll have to change this time and force. So we go ahead and change that to EXT, click review and send, fire that order off. And you'll see now, well, it looks like working. And then we ended up getting filled there on Tesla. And we can actually see that order on the chart itself. So now if we go back to the chart tab, this will pull up the chart for Tesla. Our order that we've been filled on will be denoted by this gray box here. It shows 1 share at a price of 177.42. That would be our filled order. Now you can also adjust working orders from here as well. So let's go ahead and get a bracket order queued up on this. If we go to the positions tab, click into Tesla. We have our 1 share here. We right click on the share and then from the menu here, choose bracket. This will pull up the bracket order window. Now off to the left side, this is going to be the position that's already been filled. So there's nothing that you can adjust here. Excuse me. And then at the top, we have, or off to the right side, we have 2 boxes. We have a green box for the close at profit and a red for the stop loss. So we can go ahead and set our close at profit target. Let's keep it at, how about we bump it to, we'll go to 180. So you can either use the up or down arrows to adjust the price, or you can just simply type it in. So we'll go price of 180 there. And then on the stop loss, we'll go ahead and change that to $1.70. And then on the stop portion of it, you can either change it, since it's stock, you can change it from a stop market to a stop limit order if you would like. So that would be done with this little stop type box here. You can choose either market or limit. For the time being, we'll leave it as a market order. And then now if we go ahead and change, or if we go ahead and change the time in force here to EXT, we'll see if we could get filled on this. Oh, we have to change from stop market to stop limit. So we'll go ahead and go to, let's see, 69.50. Oops. 169.50. And then we'll change this to a, let's see, oh, this is a stop order, so we're not going to get the EXT option anyways. You know what? We'll just keep these as both good till cancels. So now that we've got our bracket order queued up here, go ahead and hit review and send. Fire that off. You'll see we have two pending orders. So if we go to the chart tab here, you can now see right now, based on the y-axis here, where the prices are listed, we submitted that stop down at, I believe it was 170. So 170 is not currently shown. Let's go ahead and shrink that a little bit. There we go. Now we can see our 170 stop order. But your working orders will be denoted by these yellow boxes here. So if you're looking to adjust them using like a drag and drop feature, what you'll need to do is first left click on the yellow box itself. It will select it. You'll notice it highlights. And then once you've left clicked to select it, now you'll need to left click and hold. And then you can drag the order up or down to adjust the price that you are, or to adjust the order. So in this case, we'll bump this down to, let's say, 178.80. Drag and drop. You'll notice we get the you're out notification. In other words, that first order has been canceled and the new one is now working right here. We can do the same with the stop. Left click to select, drag, drop, and then now that's our new stop order. Working at 174.71. Now, since this is a stop limit order, you'll also have to adjust. You'll have to left click again to adjust the limit portion of that. So we can drag that up as well to 172.85. And there we go. That would be the way that you go about adjusting your working orders. You can also cancel them from the chart tab here. So if you left click the red X here, that will cancel the working order. You could also just, let's see here, left click, select the X, that'll cancel the working order once again. And you'll notice those notifications in the upper left corner as well. Okay, Pete, I see your question here. Can you please show a spread with brackets with stop limit? Yes, I can. I opened one of these up here on Apple for the sole purpose of showing you all how to do this during the demo today. So we have a spread trade on Apple that was open earlier today. Right now we've got a vertical put spread, sold the 165 put, bought the 160 put. If you're looking to queue up a bracket order on this one, you can left click on each of the legs from the positions tab here. Now, this is very important. If you're someone who trades spreads, please keep in mind that you will have to select all of the legs of the spread that you are looking to close in order to queue up an order to actually close that full spread. Like if you were to just right click on the 160 put here, it's just going to queue up a closing order to close the 160 put. So if you're looking to do the whole thing or the whole spread, submit any type of order, whether it be a closing order or a bracket order, you need to left click on both of the legs that you would like included. So once that's been highlighted, put your cursor in the highlighted area, right click, and then, let's see here, right click, and then choose bracket from the bottom of the menu here. Once again, this brings up our bracket order window. From here, we can adjust our close at profit. So we'll go ahead and go with, we'll go ahead and go with 10 cents. Since this is a credit spread, and then the stop. Now, when it comes to stops on spreads, we do currently only offer stop limit orders on spreads. So please be aware of that. So if we're looking to adjust our stop limit order here, we can now go ahead and bump this to $1.60 on the limit side. We'll keep the stop trigger at $1.50. Once we're satisfied with the order, we'll go ahead and hit review and send that order off. And then just like that, you'll see we have those two orders pending since the market's not currently open, but those will begin to work the next valid trading session. Sorry, everybody. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything here in the chat. Okay, great. So moving along here, there is another feature I wanted to show you all when it comes to actually placing stock trades. This is going to be our quickest trading feature, in my opinion. Right now, you can trade stock and then also outright futures contracts from this feature. This is going to be our active trader tab. So if you click on the trade tab here in the upper left corner, once again, from the trade mode, we'll navigate from table over to active at the top of the page. Now, this active trader mode that you see here, it's all based on a watch list that you have. Either you could use the preset watch list or one that you have built out. So right now, we can just go back just for it to be a little bit easier to see. We go to the watch list here in the upper right corner. Go ahead and click on that stock demo one we created earlier. Now, if you're looking to place a trade from this active trader mode here, you can actually go ahead and just simply click on the bid or ask price on next to the underlying. So let's say we wanted to queue up an order here to purchase a share of coin. We can click on the ask price. You'll notice now this queues up an order. Well, let's see. Hang on a second. We might be scrolling for a while here. There we go. Okay. So this now queues up an order to purchase a share of coin, and then we can send that order off. Let's go ahead and purchase we'll drop it down a little bit to 248.81. Go ahead and hit send, and you'll see now we have that order working on the right side of our page here. You'll notice we have this little yellow flag, which indicates we have a working order to buy. You could see the B listed there. If you're looking to adjust this order, you can actually just go ahead and left click and hold to adjust the price that you're submitting at, and then go ahead and drop. And then just like that, you'll notice the previous order was canceled, and we now have a new working order at a price of 24.50, or I'm sorry, 249.52. Way off there, 24. Okay, everybody, moving right along here. Now I want to get into our activity tab. I'll cover that briefly, and then also our history and research and news tabs, which are both very, very useful as well. But we'll go over the activity tab here briefly. So this is going to be the activity button on the left side of your screen. If you go ahead and click into that, this will bring up your recent trade history of any working, filled, or canceled trades that you have had. Those are denoted by these filters at the top of the page. So if you're only looking to maybe see filled trades, you can just go ahead and deselect working and canceled at the top, and other in this case, because that'll show like expired or rejected orders as well. So only select filled, and then now we can just see all of our filled trades. We can filter for a specific symbol as well as specific trades during during a certain date range. Right now we have the date filter set to 120, but you can customize that. I mean, we have a couple presets here, like 7 days, 14 days, and then you could do a custom if you would like. Also filter by symbol here at the top. So let's say type in Apple. These are going to show all of our recent trades on Apple over the last 120 days will be listed here. So that's about the extent of our activity tab here. Now let's go ahead and check out the history tab. This is going to be very, very useful if you're looking to reconcile your profit and loss on maybe some previous trades that you've done. So if you ever have to go back and see what your profit and loss was on a trade that maybe you did 2 months ago, you can see that right from the history tab. That's going to be this clock icon along the left side of the screen. Click on the history tab. Now you'll notice very similar to the activity tab, we have a symbol filter at the top, as well as a date filter off to the right side of the page. So let's maybe filter for the last 120 days. And then once again, if we go into, let's see here, maybe DraftKings, DKNG. Do we have anything there? Perfect. Okay, so we do have some trades that were placed on DraftKings within the last 120 days. Those line items are listed here. So you can see it looks like we originally we bought a put here, the 40 strike put at 88 cents, and then we eventually sold it at a price of 85 cents. Now, your total profit and loss will be tallied up for you in the upper right corner of the screen above the word amount. All the totals are listed above the column headers here. So you can see the total P&L on this trade. It looks like it was a loss of $3. You can also see the amount that you paid in commissions or fees for this trade. So it looks like we paid $1 in commissions and then 27 cents round trip on fees. So those three things are all totaled up here for you in the upper right corner of the history tab. Okay, everybody jumping into the next thing here. I did want to show you all our research and news feature. This is a very, very useful one as well if you're looking for any recent, news or maybe research tab on a research on a specific company that you're maybe interested in trading. So in order to see that, if you click on the icon right underneath the activity tab here, this is going to be the research and news tab. Looks like a little newspaper almost. Go ahead and click into that. Now you can see all of the recent news on Coinbase. So all those articles are listed here. And if you're looking to read one, you could just simply click into it. And then you also have the ability to view the company financials. So their income statement, balance sheet, both quarterly and annual are listed here. You also could see the ratios, so price and volume, per share data, and then some other ratios here. You could see the forecast, so the analyst consensus, and then also projections for Coinbase. And then that's just some more general information about the company. Okay, I got you here, Scott. Yep, I see the overview of the analysis function. You got it. We'll cover that right now. So if you're looking to check out our analysis mode, now keep in mind this is going to be a very brief overview of the analysis mode. I'll show you all how to view a position, the profit and loss graph of it at expiration. But if they haven't done so already, I'm sure they may have done it. But Christian actually did a great demo on the analysis mode and how to use it to evaluate like at a specific theoretical price, things along those lines. He goes really in depth on the analysis mode. It's about a 10-minute long video. It's definitely worth the watch if that's something you're interested in. But we could go over just briefly a couple of the different things you could do there on the analysis mode. So to access the analysis mode, let's go ahead and get back into our trade tab. And then for this one as well, we're actually going to pull out that right sidebar menu that we were discussing earlier. So we'll pop that back out. Docket, and then we'll get into our trade tab here. Under trade mode, where you're going to want to be to get the order queued up here, we'll just go back to the table mode for the time being, just to get the order queued up. And then from here, let's maybe say we want to queue up how about an iron condor here on coin. So if we go, we'll sell the 205, we will buy the 200, and then we will sell the 310 and buy the 315. Now, in this case, you can see I went just outside of or right about at the expected move here for coin. That is something I didn't cover earlier, but I will touch on it here. So that's this orange bar along the right side of the strikes. That is indicative of the expected move. So this number in the upper right corner, the plus or minus 51.79, this orange bar here indicates that expected move. So now that we've got our trade queued up, if we go back to our trade mode in the upper left corner, and we're going to now switch this to curve, and then we click on the analysis button here at the top. So now we get a nice little P&L graph of our trade that we have queued up currently. So as you see here, as we pull our mouse across the graph here, we can get some different values. So we see the date, we see the price. As we're moving our mouse, the price of the underlying will change there. That's that second line item in the information box. P&L EXP is P&L at expiration. And then P&L Theo, that's your theoretical profit or loss on the position. Assuming all things constant, I can cover briefly how to adjust those here in just a moment. Personally, I mean, for the most part, you're more than likely going to be using this just to evaluate your profit and loss at expiration. So a couple things to note. To view the P&L graph at expiration, you want to make sure you have P&L EXP selected at the top. I currently have no Greek selected, but you can choose one if you would like. And you also, for the zones, you want to have at EXP selected. This will give you the profit and loss graph at expiration. And then if you're going to be adjusting the values like IV, the evaluation date, or the spot price, you can then also use the P&L Theo graph. Again, Christian covers that in depth on his video that he posted on our YouTube channel, so definitely check that one out. But right now we'll just be going over P&L at expiration. So make sure you have P&L EXP and at expiration selected here. And then off to the right sidebar, if you had other positions open here on coin, maybe let's say you had another spread that you had selected here on coin, or maybe you know what, we could just do it with this one. We have an iron condor queued up. So maybe we want to see just the profit and loss graph for the put side of the iron condor. So from the analysis tab here, we can uncheck the boxes for the call side. And now you're just going to see a P&L graph on the put side of the trade here. Let's see here. It looks like it's got the I'm having a hard time getting this centered. Looks like Zoom may be just causing things to be a little slow here. But in any instance, with the position that you're evaluating, you can select the legs that you're evaluating just by checking or unchecking these boxes in the upper right corner of the analysis mode. And then if you're looking to maybe change the date that you're evaluating this at, you can use the evaluation at a specific date. You could click on the calendar button here. Should bring up a calendar for you to adjust the date that you're evaluating at. So maybe we want to evaluate at March 27th. And now the figure that you'll want to be paying attention to if you're adjusting all like the date or the spot price or implied volatility is actually going to be this P&L Theo figure in the upper right corner of the screen. So you'll notice that changes as we make changes to the date, the spot price, and then the implied volatilities as well. So maybe we wanted to evaluate at on March 27th if coin were trading at a price of, let's see here, maybe about 260. So you'll notice now the P&L Theo values in the upper right corner did change. Again, you can adjust implied volatilities as well. Christian covered all of that in his video, so please do check that out if that's something you're interested in. Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and actually, sorry, this graph does no good for us. I have to change the P&L Theo graph. So to change the P&L Theo, go ahead and select this button at the top, deselect P&L expiration, and then also for zones, select Theo here. So this is your P&L theoretical graph here. This will adjust as you make changes to these values off to the right side of the page here. All right, everybody. I did want to get ready to wrap things up here. It looks like it's 4:30, but are there any other questions that we have here? In the meantime, looks like Christian, David, and Alex did a pretty solid job of answering everybody. But is there anything all that you wanted me to cover, or anything that you all wanted me to cover? Dan, when will this post? This should be posted sometime tomorrow on our YouTube channel. Do we have so there right now there's no simulated or demo trading accounts. All trades or all accounts here at tastytrade, they are live. So this account that we're trading in today, these are live trades that we just placed. I mean, these are live fills. Everything is live that was shown here today. All right, Mark. So I see you here with the rolling futures options tracking. As of right now, order chains will not cover futures options. That may be something that we can add here in the future. But as of right now, order chains will not track the rolling of futures options. There we go, Christian. Within the next 2 months. Thank you very much for that. Okay, everybody, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Just before we do so, I did want to point out one thing. We have a great support team here, both on the trade desk, general support, and tech support. Everybody's great, fantastic, and they can answer your questions very quickly. But if you're ever in a pinch and maybe you don't have time to call us or chat in, you can always actually access our help center from the desktop platform here, that's going to be this little question mark icon off to the left side of the page. If you go ahead and click on that, this will pull up our help center. Whoops, let me get this dragged in. Okay, perfect. This will pull up our help center. And then from here, you can pretty much, if there's something on the platform that you aren't sure of what it means or what it does specifically, chances are we probably have a help center article written about it. I mean, we have over 400 of these things, so we have a pretty wide range of stuff that is covered. So maybe you were interested in learning more about the right sidebar menu. I know we covered a good bit of it today, but maybe there's something you needed clarification on. You could go ahead and type in right sidebar, search, and right here at the top, you get a nice little article that describes our right sidebar menu, all the different things you can do with it, both on the desktop and web browser version. You also have our information here to contact us. So again, if you are ever in a pinch or you have a question and you were looking to speak with somebody about it, please do give us a call here. Like I said, our support teams are fantastic. I mean, they'll get you taken care of very, very quickly. So if you're looking to contact us, here's all of our contact information. We have our numbers listed as well as our chat directions here, and then all of our emails as well. So for general support, email into support@tastytrade.com. Anything tech related, tech@tastytrade. And then here are our phone numbers as well. Extension number 1 is going to be for the trade desk, 2 is general support, and 3 is going to be our tech team. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here today. I appreciate you all sticking with me here today. I know we went a little bit over time, so I appreciate everybody sticking around. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have any questions about this demo, please do feel free to reach out to us. You could give us a call here tomorrow. I'll be on phones all day tomorrow, and then you could also send us an email, support@tastytrade.com. You could address it to one of us if you would like. Anthony, David, Christian, or Alex. We'll be sure to get you all taken care of. But please, the one thing I do stress, anytime you have any questions, please really, really do reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you all. And like I said, thank you all for joining us here today. I'm going to cut it there. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again.